Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us this evening. Also happy that everything works so far. I probably shouldn't have said that. We'd love to hear from you tonight. You can give us a call. There's a phone number up there that you can call. You can also email us. That email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Got a call, a message. I wasn't at my phone to take the call from Sam Page today. Sam Page says he will be available for an interview next week. So we'll work that out. And Sam Page apparently is going to be on with us next week. And I know a lot of people will be looking forward to that. We'll have an invitation out as well to Phil Berger and see how that works out. But we did hear from Sam Page. Also, this email from Wild Turkey 101, and I'll read that one in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Well, good evening to you.
I ain't ruffled any feathers yet, have I?
Well, not mine. I don't know. All you've said so far is good evening. I doubt that has upset anybody.
Oh, well, I'm hoping not. I heard on Facebook on Charles's show that some of the people were not happy with me talking about my friend from the Philippines.
Oh, is that right? Who is unhappy about that?
I forgot who the
no, it's all right. We don't need to name any names anyway. So I don't know. I don't know why that would bother anybody.
Well, they called her a mail order bride. She's not a mail order bride.
All right. Well, I guess I don't have anything to say about that. So you go ahead.
Well, what it is, they say it's getting old, just a bunch of BS.
All right. Well, that's some folks' opinion, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to that. I think, though, rather than her being a mail order bride, you would be more likely a mail order husband, wouldn't you? Because you're going there.
Yes, I'm going to her. I'm going to her. So I'd be more like a mail order husband.
Right. I wonder if Amazon would deliver you. I don't know if Amazon does that yet or not. Certainly someday they will. Maybe you could be the first Amazon delivered husband.
No, we're not going that way. I'm going to go over there like a man in an airplane.
Well, yeah. Well, Amazon would probably send you in an airplane, and you wouldn't have to buy a ticket.
I'm not gonna have a barcode put on me.
Okay. All right. Well, it was just a suggestion.
Well, it's pretty good, but the only part I'm going to hate is the barcode.
Okay. Well, fine. I mean, it's not for everybody. Somebody else could be. You could have made history. You could have been the first. But if you want to pass that up, that's your decision.
Well, I don't want to have to be checked in as a package.
Okay. Well, again, that's up to you.
Yeah. But the thing is this. I'm having fun talking to my friend. All our conversations are good. We don't ask for nothing. We're not asking any money. She's not asking for money. I'm not asking for money. We spend a good time talking to each other like we're adults.
Yeah, just like an adult would do. That's my impression. And I find it kind of interesting hearing about what's going on in the Philippines.
Well, today she says it's a light rain, kind of warm rain today.
Yeah. Probably most rain in the Philippines is on the warm side, I would imagine.
Yeah, and most likely my dad is telling me not to wash my hands because of the low pressure. Well, because of the water's contaminated here.
Oh, you in Danville?
Yes, we're under a boil water order.
How long has that been?
It started today, I think, because I went to work today and we couldn't use no water at work, and we most likely we had to send out for water we had to send out for a new boss lady had to bring a coffee pot. You know, when you fill up water on the side, she had to bring jugs of water. She had to bring some sodas to the store, a bunch of them, so we can so we'd have sodas for the day.
Because so I mean, you can't make a drink. You can't make your normal drinks if you can't use the water.
No, we just can't. You know, we can't. You know, we use water in a lot of things at the store. You know, like cooking food, some food, and stuff like that. But we, you know, when we make mac and cheese, we just boil it. We leave it in the bag. We boil it in the bag.
So then people today were getting, instead of getting icy drinks out from the machine, they were getting drinks in a bottle.
Yeah, 2 liter.
Okay. Well, that's different in a fast food restaurant. How long is that supposed to go on?
I hope they got it in pretty soon.
Well, what happened? What's the deal with the water? Have they said? What's wrong with it?
Well, they say something is too high in the water or something. It's not good for consumption, not good for cooking, washing hands, to use hand sanitizer, to wash hands, and probably won't be able to take a shower for a day or two, and plus don't wash clothes, I think. But, you know, I got enough uniforms ready for the week.
Okay. Well, I hadn't heard about that. I know a lot of people are inconvenienced by that. I hope they'll get that cleared up tomorrow or tonight or soon.
Well, I have faith. They know what they're doing. They'll have to test the water again. You know that, to get everything done.
Okay. Well, good luck with that, and thanks for calling.
Bye, sir.
Good night. All right. A boil water advisory in Danville. Let me go back to Wild Turkey's email here. Needs a rules clarification. Hey, Ken, this is Wild Turkey 101. I was wondering about the rules when the picks came in and how we pick drivers week to week. Can we use only once or twice? I just need some understanding here. Well, here it is. It's pretty simple. You cannot pick the same driver 2 weeks in a row. And that's pretty much the extent of the rules. You can pick the same driver every other week, but whatever driver you pick this week, you can't pick next week. So that's it. All there is to that. And let's see who's on the phone. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I was just listening to a gentleman last night on your show, Ralph.
Yeah.
And about the last 3 times I've heard him, I don't hear about half of this conversation. I don't know if it's his phone or whatever. But he had some interesting topics that I talked about the tail end of, about the Martinsville Speedway, and I think y'all was talking about the restrictor plate. But every time Ralph calls in, I don't hear about half of his conversation, and it's a couple more calls also.
Well, Leon, we've got. I didn't know it was happening to Ralph. There's at least one other that happens to, and I don't know why, because I hear them perfectly well here, but when they get on the air, people say that they're in and out, that their audio is not consistent. I don't know why we haven't been able to find out why it is. And I didn't realize it was happening to Ralph, so it's happening to 2 people now that I know of. And I wish I knew how to explain it, but right now I don't know.
All right, that was just on my comment tonight, Ken.
Well, what do you think about the restrictor plates?
Well, it's just like yesterday. If you take them off, they ought to be man enough to hold to them. If you mash it to the floor, let them hold it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. But you probably remember NASCAR's concern way back then was a car almost went into the stands once. And that's what got them worried about speed, that a car might go into the stands and kill who knows how many people.
Yeah, I saw that. And that was Bobby Allison's car,
Yeah.
but I think they reinforced them fences and all a whole lot better. But if it hadn't had cables up on it, then he'd have been in the stands.
Well, I mean, certainly that's the last thing they want to happen. But I know there are a lot of people, not just you and Ralph, a whole lot of people who want to see those restrictor plates go away. I don't know if NASCAR will ever do that or not, but maybe they'll figure out a way to do it.
Well, they probably couldn't do it now, the cubic inches, but that they could have years ago. But these things now, they just like every cars. All the cars are the same right now.
And with the plates on there, that's true.
Yes.
Well, thanks for calling, Leon.
All right, maybe we can get Ralph straightened out there.
I hope we can. I mean, as I say, I don't really know what the problem is, but I hope somebody can figure it out. I know it's not his phone because I can hear him fine. It's something that happens after he gets in here and leaves here. So I hope we can find it.
Right.
Thanks.
All right, Ken. You have a good evening.
Good night. That happens also to the liberal, and now it happens to Ralph. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Ralph. I hope we can keep you in sound the whole time tonight.
Okay, I heard you a while ago.
Yeah.
When Dave was brought, so
Mm-hmm.
and they had it from the pack,
Right.
and I'm gonna tell you what they got now. Every one of these cars now, Childress engines, Rick Hendricks engines, and Joe Gibbs engines. You got Chevrolet, Toyota,
Mm-hmm.
and all. You got everything. Now, people talk them stands. You wait until you wreck, or you go take 4 or 5 of them up because they cannot get away from one another.
Yeah, well, that's why they have, of course, what they call at Daytona and Talladega especially. That's why they always have the big one. Because when a wreck starts, everybody's right close together, and before it's over, there'll be a dozen or 15 cars in it, and it happens every week.
We got to understand if all of them, you take Rick Childress motor, put last place car, run the same, they put a second or two different.
Well, Ralph, there was one point Sunday when they said that the difference between the first place car and the last place car was 1.8 seconds from first place to last place.
Was that right or wrong?
Well, that's tight. They're all together. I mean, they are. There's no denying that.
And it don't work. Kill what nobody says. These cars not like it used to be. It is a body sitting on the Indianapolis car. You set them up, can't do nothing.
Well, I mean,
I
we
know
can
what
see.
I'm talking about.
I know you do.
I know people got killed at Daytona, Talladega. Was Mall Speedway where 2 people got killed up there. One of them was Richie Evans in a modified,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was Charlie Zumback. Pack it up on speed. So these people pack it up on speed.
Well, they can pretty much drive the car at 200, 220 miles. They can drive the car. I don't think that's a problem. Again, NASCAR's problem is that the car, if it gets out of shape, it might go airborne and go over the fence. And I think
They
that was
do
the
that.
whole reason for the restrictor plates.
Yeah, I know. Doing it now, but they don't realize what is going to happen.
Well, I hope we never see that, but
I do too. We say one of them good luck. I don't care who they are.
well, Ralph, I appreciate your call.
Everybody, thank you.
Thanks. I hope we had good audio in Ralph tonight. As I say, I can't tell because he sounds fine in my ear. So I hope it all went well. Phone line is open at that number. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And I think we had another pick that came in over here. This is Ric Flair's #1 fan, the Nature Boy, Woo, taking Ryan Blaney, the 12, for Atlanta. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
The answer to your hope is nope.
Couldn't hear him all.
No, indeed, Ken. Good evening to you, but no.
Good evening.
Got a little bit of the final or so that he was making
Yeah.
prior to the, and I got like 6 words. No, most of his conversation was dropped.
I don't know what to say. I don't know. I hope somebody can figure that out at some point.
But it's worth no. It happened. It happened to Ralph again.
Well, I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to fix it.
Yeah, I hear you. At this stage of the game, I think the only thing you can do is repeat verbatim what he said.
Well, if it comes to that, but I'm just mystified as to exactly what it could be. Now that call is coming through the same board, the same sound card, the same computer that everybody else is, and yet it's him and one other. It's 2 people that happens to, and I can't figure it out.
Somewhere doesn't like Ralph or the liberal.
Well, it's not me.
I don't know who it is, but anyway, listening to the conversation about all of it, it's so complicated. The rules were changed. NASCAR changed the rules because fans were complaining they didn't like the racing. When somebody got out front and ran away from everybody, fans complained that it was boring racing. And NASCAR was worried about financial ends, so that's when they started doing these other things.
Well, now
The restrictor plate actually did come in as a result of higher speeds. That's right, not just Allison's accident, but higher speeds in general. And somebody said it, and it's very true. The fans won't like it, but if you go back to restricting cubic inches and carburetor size, you can cut down on the speed without doing all these other things, and still allow that way you still have the racing that we want to have.
Well, now let's get back to the second of the other thing you said. There was a time, and there certainly was. There was a time when there were a few teams who had a big advantage, enormous advantage in engineering and expertise in building cars. And there was a time when somebody could win a race by 3 or 4. I think somebody won a race by 9 laps once.
13 laps. 13 laps. It was Ned Jarrett.
Won a race by 13. Now that's boring. I mean, we know the fans didn't like it, but that wouldn't be a problem. Don't you think the resources have evened out now to the point that wouldn't happen anymore?
Well, yes, true, because once again, everybody's getting their engines from one of 4 manufacturers. You're right. And it's that simple. In the old days, shall we say, race teams built their own engines. They showed up with their own equipment. as long as it meets the technical specifications for size and displacement, so forth and so on, you built it for yourself. Yeah, fans complained about racing getting away from everything like this, so they wanted parity in racing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, therein lies the problem when you start introducing parity into something like racing.
Well, it sort of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Completely. I mean, you're not watching a race anymore. You're watching drivers who are driving spec cars, plain and simple, whether it's NASCAR or whether it's Legends. It's the same. It's still a spec automobile.
All right, well,
Yeah.
what's the answer? If we put you in charge of NASCAR tomorrow, what do you do?
Well, you see, therein lies the rub. NASCAR is a business. They exist to make money,
Sure.
plain and simple. Yeah. That's why they make the decisions they make, whether it's to televise races, not televised, to sell them to Peacock, whatever. All of these decisions are made by NASCAR. They're in it to make a dollar.
Sure.
Why do you think they bought all the racetracks from people?
Well, of course. I mean, obviously, they're there to make money. I mean, they're not there to have fun. They're there to make money.
Exactly. You can buy stock in NASCAR, people. Come on. That's a for-profit organization.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
where's,
in all
but where's the
NASCAR-
balance? Where's the balance between making the racing interesting and preventing somebody from winning a race by 13 laps? I mean, what's the proper balance?
I come back to point A. Racing is not about parity. If I'm in a race and somebody beats me by 13 laps, I got to go home and do my homework so I can come back and race with that guy. That's racing, plain and simple. Yeah, it's not about everybody shows up with the same stuff.
Well, sure. But if the fans come out and see a race completely dominated by you for a few weeks in a row, they're going to stop coming out.
They didn't stop doing that when Jeff Gordon was winning everything, did they?
Well, no, but I mean, he wasn't winning by 13 laps, and they were running 42 races back then, and I guess his best year he won maybe 12 or 13. I mean, he wasn't winning every week.
No, but it sure seemed like it for a period of time.
Well, it did seem like it, and Jimmy Johnson later on.
Exactly. But again, it all boils down to NASCAR's trying to make a dollar, and to do that, they have to appease the audience, and the audience is wanting something that's not racing anymore.
Wow.
There is. If you want a solution is probably Saturday night at your local track. It's not NASCAR.
Yeah, well, there's an idea too. Let's go get some dirt in our faces.
Well, there's a lot of good small pavement tracks around. You don't have to go get dirt in your face.
Well, yeah, that's true, but dirt's kind of interesting, though.
Well, it's certainly a different form of racing. Exactly.
It is that.
Indeed. Anyway, Ken, I've taken up more than my 3 minutes, so thank you for your time.
Well, thanks for calling. Phone line is open. There's a number up there, and you can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com, and I better write down before I fail to write down. Wild Turkey's pick, because I'll miss it. The Nature Boy's pick. Nature Boy takes the 12. Ryan Blaney for Atlanta. And Nature Boy always puts a big woo in his emails, as he should. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, this is Mark from Medan.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. I wanted you to remind people of the stew. Maybe a stew this Saturday with the Boy Scouts.
Medan Boy Scouts this Saturday. And Mark, you caught me without the number in front of me. Can you give me the number?
I don't know it right offhand. I got it on my cell phone, but I can't look at it.
Oh, I'll find it later. It is this Saturday.
Yeah. Anyway, can you give us a rundown of who picked what this for this race? Have you got anybody in, or you got to wait for some of them, or what?
Oh no, not everybody's in it. I'll tell you right here who's picked what if you want to hear it right now.
Well, you can tell me. You can tell me.
Oh.
You can tell me in a minute when I get a phone, but
Okay.
I want to send my condolences to Reverend Jesse Jackson, where he passed away.
Reverend Jesse Jackson, at the age of 84, has passed away. Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks. You can go ahead and do the things on the list now. Sorry with that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. And here they are. Leon has the 8. Charles has the 45. Mark has the 19. Wild Turkey 101 has the 11. Ralph has the 5, Mr. Leaksville the 9, Citizen D the 9, Jack the 22, Mr. Pelham the 12, and Nature Boy has the 12. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. Briscoe.
Hey, Briscoe.
Were you on there anywhere last night? I watch you on 3 times a week on cable channel 5 here in Rockingham County. But there was something else on last night.
Well, I don't know. We were on last night, Briscoe. So I don't know. I don't have any explanation for it because we were on.
I believe what was on last night was you and what's his name? Some Christmas parade.
Okay. Well, well, you got me. I don't know about that because I know I was on because we had some calls, so we were on the air. Maybe we didn't get to your place. I don't know why.
Well, like I say, I watch you on cable channel 5, and where I'm watching now, but you were not on last night.
Okay.
At least not in my neighborhood.
All right. Well, I don't know what to say, Briscoe. I don't know why that was.
That happens about once every week or every 2 weeks.
Okay. Again, I know I sound dumb. Well, I guess I am dumb in this case, as I don't know what the reason for that is.
Apologize for calling. Thank you so much.
Well, don't apologize for calling. Thank you. Good to hear from you. Don't ever apologize for calling. In fact, that's why we have that phone number up there, so that people can call. Mention again, it looks like we will have Sam Page on one night next week. I got a message from Sam Page today that said he's available next week, so we will work that out. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Kent?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Ralph, I really enjoy listening to what he's saying, and he knows his stuff on racing, and ain't no doubt about that.
He does.
He's a genius on racing. But again tonight, it was like you hear one out of every maybe 10 words, and it just blanks out. And Mr. Liberal, his not quite as bad as Ralph's when he calls in, but it does the same thing somewhat. But I do know this much. I don't know if it's any help or not. Mr. Liberal and I talked some on house phones.
Yeah.
And when he calls me on his house phone, it does pretty much the same thing too. So we kind of communicate now on cell phones and don't have that problem. But I'm just wondering if it's a Spectrum thing. I don't know if Ralph's got Spectrum phone or not. I think Mr. Liberal does, and so do I. And mine is just, it's just terrible. I mean,
Well, here's what makes it a real mystery, is I hear him fine.
Right.
If it was his phone, it seems to me that I would be hearing the dropout. But to me, he sounds fine.
Right.
So
I don't understand. The only connection I can make, I'm assuming that it's just a Spectrum thing, but I don't know.
I wish
Why
I
that
knew.
could make a difference. Yeah. But you had a call last night too, Ken, about the stages, calling cautions at the stages.
Uh-huh.
I gotta totally agree with that man, because you know, in a football game, other than halftime or something, maybe just don't stop, you know, and let everybody sit around or whatever and change shoes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
You know what? It's somebody said it's like if a basketball game. If at halftime everybody goes in and rests, and then they set the score 0-0 to start the second half, and it is sort of like that.
I agree.
After
I
the
agree.
pit stop,
Yeah.
obviously everybody's back bunched up again. So,
Yeah.
you know, as a man pointed out last night, they could do the stages without having the pit stop.
Exactly. I mean, you know, let the drivers and then the owners of the teams, you know, determine when they come in for caution, unless it's a wreck. I mean, that's a given. But otherwise, just let them race from start to finish.
Well, I don't disagree with that. There are a lot of ways you could do stages, and again, the caller last night said, award the points just like you do now, but don't require everybody to make a pit stop. Maybe we ought to call NASCAR and have that changed.
Well, Ken, that would probably make too much sense in the NASCAR world now. You know how that works out, but it would be a lot more competitive that way, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see that. I think that's a pretty good idea.
I do too, man. Oh, I saw Trump on the airplane yesterday, and they were asking him a few questions about the Epstein files, and he said, I've totally been exonerated. So I heard him say that 4 times in a row, and I don't think I'm seeing it the way he's seeing it.
Well,
Maybe is that wishful thinking or what?
Well, I think the president is pretty much, his status is the same as Bill Clinton's and everybody else's. I don't think there's anything in the files that exonerates anybody. And let's do both sides. There's also nothing in the files that convicts anybody. There's nothing in the files that proves anybody did anything wrong, and there's nothing in the files that proves they didn't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that we've known of so far. Yeah, but
well, the files that we've seen. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the deal on Stephen Colbert's show? I heard that CBS last night CBS's attorneys would not let him have a certain subject on. I mean, is that censorship or is that what?
I don't know. First of all, I don't know what it was, but I would say this: it's not censorship. Technically, it's not censorship unless the government. It is only the government that is forbidden from censoring political speech. You know, a private company, a private network, you in your house and me in my house, private citizens, you know, we can tell anybody, I don't want you to say that, don't say that here. If it's not the government, it's not really censorship.
Censorship. Okay. All right. Well, and when you can tell somebody who you can have on your show and who can't, private or not, what would you call that? That's not censorship either, right?
Well, I'm sure I understand the question. I guess if you're a private business, like CBS is a private business, Star News is a private business.
Right.
If a private business says, Fox News, MS Now, I think is what they call, these are private businesses, and they can say to somebody, you can't be on our air, and if you are on our air, here are certain things you cannot say. You know, in the land of free enterprise, a free enterprise can do that. If it's the government saying to you, you can't say that, we will punish you, the government will punish you and sanction you if you say a certain thing, then that's unconstitutional and that's censorship. But censorship really only applies to the government.
Okay. That's good to know. All right, Ken, thanks for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Okay, thanks for calling. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken. How are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
You look pretty good there, sitting in blue with a blue backdrop.
Oh, I can't see the backdrop, so I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Since his weather broke a little bit, my body feels a whole lot better.
I'll tell you, I think everybody feels a whole lot better with that weather over.
Good. I tell you, I felt like I had a ton of snow on me.
Well, I'm glad that's better.
Oh yeah, well, me too. Yeah, I noticed, the last few winters they work on me really bad, and my doctor just diagnosed me 2 weeks ago with rheumatoid arthritis, which
Oh, no.
to me that I don't care. It is what it is. It ain't bothering me no more than anything else has. I mean, I don't feel any different
Well,
knowing that I have it.
Which joints are affected by the arthritis?
I don't know. Just my inflammation level from blood work and all showed my inflammation was totally off the chart of numbers that it went up to.
Hmm.
It was like 200 above, like 190 was the maximum, and mine was like 230 or something like that.
Oh, man.
And yeah, but it's it's okay. Don't, like I say, it don't bother me anymore than anything else has. It's just where my shoulders busted up, and I can't have surgery. And my neck's always been messed up. My lumbar's always been messed up, legs and feet. So that's all the inflammation, I guess. It's been there for a long time.
But you
So
keep
I don't know
going.
if I have rheumatoid. Huh?
You keep going.
Oh, yeah, by the grace of God. That's the only way, though. I keep going. I thank Him every night and day for letting me keep walking and using my hands.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Anyway, NASCAR today, the gentleman a little bit ago mentioned carburetor. They could put smaller carburetors on them. Well, they're not carbureted anymore. They're fuel injected.
Well, true.
And that's why it's hard sometimes to get them started back once they shut off when an accident or a spin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If it was carbureted, you hit the gas one time, then hold the pedal on the floor, and it's going to fire up.
Yeah. Of course, they could put carburetors back in there if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they've advanced this far with all of that, and the carburetors would be cheaper and more tunable, and they've all got, like Ralph said, they all got the same size lift cam. They all got the same ratio rocker arms, same length push rods, cranks. Everything's the same, no matter if it's Toyota, Ford, or Chevrolet. They're all equal. Different parts maybe, but they're all equal. And so there's no advantage other than tuning the car, the suspension, and the driver. That's the only advantage on the restrictor plate.
I think we should never forget how important that driver is.
Right, yeah. He's got to do the main number one job, and that suspension. The pit crew's got to do their job before they ever. That's what I don't understand. When Daytona started this time, and you'd think everybody would have been top notch ready, but I saw Larson fall back and Byron fall back, so he could get up front, but they couldn't stay there.
Well, I mean,
Byron did for a while.
The truth, really, in restrictor plate racing, nobody stays in front for very long. You just have to be there at the right time.
Yep. That's why it don't matter who you choose. It could be anybody, just like Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned a while ago. There was a point Sunday when they said the difference between first place and last place, 1.8 seconds.
Isn't that something? That's that time you can blink your eyes twice.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's pretty. That's pretty close to, in reality, to come in last.
Yeah. So well, how'd you do today?
Yeah.
Well, I finished 1.8 seconds behind the winner. Oh, that must have been a good day.
That sounds that's a
No,
lot
I
better
finished
than last. Yeah, that is a whole lot. But I'm 1.8 seconds behind the leader. Yep, no problem. I did pretty good, I think.
Well,
Oh Lord, let me go ahead and pick Larson for this coming race.
All
That
right,
was my strategy.
Mr. Draper has the 5 for Atlanta. It's in the book.
Okay. All right, Ken, you have a good night, bud. Take care.
Thanks for calling. Phone line is open at that number. Email address is keneccleslive@gmail.com. And the emailer says, what night is Sam Page going to be on? Well, I don't know yet. My message from him was to give him a call back and we'll work it out. He said he is available next week. And as soon, I hope that tomorrow night I will be able to tell you which night that'll be. And then the emailer goes on to say, Ken, has there been any polling done with Berger and Page? I don't see any polls being pumped. There has been some. We'll talk about that in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, I know I ain't supposed to call. The
Good.
only one that made up a bunch of loud still holds the record to 112 miles an hour.
That's right.
He made up about green on the coast.
Where was that?
And I think it was a Daytona, Talladega when he won $1 million.
Man, I forgot
I mean-
about that. That
Yeah.
was an amazing day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't like people call back, but
Well, that's
I know
all right.
my racing.
Well, I agree with that, Ralph. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Sir.
The man does know his racing. Polling between Phil Berger and Sam Page. There hasn't been a whole lot. Obviously, there's not going to be as much in a primary as there would be, say, in a presidential race. Most of the polling that's been done has been private polling, and some of those have been made public. But here the polling that I have seen, I've seen 4 polls. And I'm sorry, I don't have it all written down in front of me, so I can't name the pollster in every one of these. In fact, I don't think I even knew the pollsters, because I normally don't even look at polls. But I've seen these, I figured somebody might ask at some point, so that's why I even looked at them. 3 of the polls I've seen had Sam Page ahead by double digits. Now, let me say, I don't know who paid for those polls. I have no idea who paid for them. I don't know who they were. But 3 of them had Sam Page winning by double digits. The other poll I saw, that again, I don't know who paid for it, but it had Berger winning. It wasn't by double digits, but it was much closer, maybe 3 or 4 points in that one that showed Phil Berger winning. So those are the 4 polls that I've seen. There may have been more than, well, I know there have been more than that. The campaigns are doing polling all the time. They're probably doing dozens of polls, but most of those never get out into the public. But those 4 that I recall that I've seen, Sam Page was winning in 3 out of those 4. And let me repeat, at the risk of repeating myself, I don't know who paid for any of those polls. And many times, who pays for a poll has a lot to do with what the poll will show you. So I can't comment on it from that angle because I don't know who paid. But those are the polls that I have seen. Of course, the most important poll is the one that we take part in, and I hope that you will vote. And certainly this primary, if there's ever been a primary in Rockingham County that's going to get a good turnout, this ought to be the one. Phil Berger against Sam Page. There was another email that I don't know exactly. It came in during the afternoon, and it's buried in the spam now, and I'm not going to take time to try to find it because I know exactly what the question was. And somebody wanted to know, in the 26th district, does the 26th district have more people from Rockingham County in it, or does it have more people from Guilford County in it? And the answer to that is, even though the district includes all of Rockingham County, and it only includes the northern part of Guilford County, the district actually has more Guilford County residents in it than it has Rockingham County residents in it. There are about, I wonder if I could find that quickly so I can absolutely know the exact numbers on that. I wonder. Probably cannot. All right, well, I'm going to sit here and try to find it. Anyway, the point is that the total number of people who live in District 26, it's around 200, maybe 270, 280,000 people. And there are only 90,000 people in Rockingham County. So the majority of the people in District 26 live in Guilford County. Now, we tend to think of this as a Rockingham County race, and a race in which Rockingham County will make the decision, because obviously both the candidates are from Rockingham County. But Guilford County is going to have, well, actually more to say about this than Rockingham County, depending on turnout. Now, it may well be that there's stronger turnout in Rockingham County than in Guilford County, considering who the candidates are. We don't know. We'll have to see how that works out. But actually, there are more Guilford County people than Rockingham County people in the district. And emailer, that's the answer to your question. I'm going to check the time here, or I will forget that we're running out of it. All right, we still got a couple of minutes to go here. And we'll see who's on the phone. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
I apologize for the second call, Ken, but I'd like to choose number 20 if I could.
Okay, Mr. Pelham has the 20. I thought you had picked the 12. You hadn't picked the 12, had you?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. Pelham has the 20. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, now, who picked the 12? I got the 12 written down next to somebody's name, and I don't know what the name. I thought I had written Mr. Pelham. Who is that? I'll figure it out. Oh, it's Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight has the 12, not Mr. Pelham. Now, if you're wondering, how can somebody write down Captain Midnight and think that they have written down Mr. Pelham? Well, it's all about my handwriting. Which, do you remember in the first grade, second grade, they used to grade us on penmanship. I don't think they grade students on penmanship anymore. But I used to not do well. I did pretty well in those early. I did pretty well on most stuff, but I didn't do very well on penmanship. And I'm not real good on penmanship either today. But I'll work on that because it's important to be able to know once you've written something. It's important to be able to know what you've written. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, I hate to go back in, but I think number 12 was Nature Boy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got Nature Boy. Nature Boy definitely was number 12. There was somebody else, too, and I think it was Captain Midnight. But I got 12 for
Okay.
Nature Boy. But thanks for checking on that.
That number for the Boy Scouts is 949-4248.
929-4248 for the Mayodan Boy Scout stew this weekend. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Okay, Ken, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Early Bird. We've got about a minute and a half.
Okay, what place am I in?
You don't know? You hadn't heard? You're in first place.
Mr. That's what Mr. Draper said, but I ain't heard from you.
You are number one.
Am I number one?
You
Am I
are.
number one?
For at least a
All
week.
right, kid.
At least a week.
Where they go? Where they go race that next week?
Atlanta.
You think you'll be on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
You will? You'll be on TV tomorrow? I can call in and tell you who I want?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
If you ain't, just pick me a forward, somebody that's good on a forward.
Well, if somehow we're not able to get your pick tomorrow, I'll grab you a good Ford.
Okay, but I'm going to call in there, and I just woke up about missed you. I'll let you go because I know you got to go.
Thanks, Early
Okay,
Bird.
thank you, Ken.
Early Bird just got the news that he is number one in the first week of our contest this year. Can he go to wire? Who knows? That's all the time we have for tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.